There's a version of financial failure that doesn't look like failure at all. It has a steady job, a paid-on-time mortgage, a car that runs, and a savings account that never quite grows. It looks responsible. It feels safe. And for millions of people, it is quietly, slowly, costing them everything they thought they were protecting. Stability is supposed to be the goal. That's what we're told. Get a reliable income, cover your expenses, stay out of debt trouble, and you're doing well. And on the surface, that logic is hard to argue with. Chaos is expensive. Predictability has real value. But somewhere between avoiding disaster and building actual wealth, a lot of people make a silent mistake. They stop at the feeling of stability and confuse it with the reality of financial progress. That distinction between feeling stable and being financially healthy is one of the most expensive confusions in modern personal finance. Here's how it usually starts. You land a decent job. The salary isn't life-changing, but it covers everything you need and a little of what you want. You set up automatic bill payments. You have a routine. Stress levels drop. And your brain, which is wired to seek safety over growth, registers this as, "We made it." The nervous system relaxes, the urgency fades, and the financial decisions you make from that point forward start optimizing for comfort rather than forward motion. This is the trap. Not recklessness, comfort. Because once the discomfort of financial instability disappears, so does the pressure that was quietly pushing you to improve. You stop questioning the monthly subscriptions because they're manageable. You stop tracking spending because nothing is technically wrong. You stop thinking seriously about investing because there's always next month. And next month always comes. The urgency gets replaced by routine, and routine, without intention, is just a slower version of standing still. What makes this lie so effective is that it comes with evidence. You have a job. You have a home. You have a car. You pay your bills. By every visible social metric, you are a financially responsible adult. And when you compare yourself to people in obvious financial distress, the contrast makes the lie feel even more true. At least I'm not in that situation. That comparison becomes a ceiling disguised as a flaw. But look closer. That savings account. How long has the balance been roughly the same? That retirement fund. When did you last increase your contribution? That monthly budget. Is it actually moving you towards something? Or is it just a loop that resets every 30 days? Stability, when it stops being a launchpad and becomes a destination, doesn't protect wealth. It just delays the moment when the absence of wealth becomes impossible to ignore. There's a particular financial behavior that almost perfectly captures this dynamic. The emergency fund that never becomes an investment. People build it up, hit a number that feels safe, 3 months, maybe 4, and then leave it there indefinitely in a low-yield account, while inflation quietly reduces its purchasing power every single year. They call it being responsible, and in a sense, they're not wrong. But they've also taken one of the most powerful early financial tools and frozen it in place, treating the absence of emergency as the presence of progress. The same pattern shows up in housing. There's enormous psychological satisfaction in owning a home, or even in renting a stable, comfortable place. The feeling of being settled can be so satisfying that it shuts down financial ambition entirely. The mortgage is paid, the rent is covered, everything is fine. But fine is not a strategy. Fine is a plateau. The psychology behind this is worth understanding. Human beings are loss-averse by nature. The pain of losing something we have is significantly stronger than the pleasure of gaining something we don't. Which means once we've achieved a level of stability, our instinct is to protect it, not expand it. We become more concerned with not losing what we have than with building more. And financial systems, from marketing to banking to consumer culture, are very good at monetizing that instinct. They sell you the maintenance of comfort, and you buy it because it feels like the wise thing to do. What breaks this pattern isn't a dramatic financial overhaul. It's a question. A single, uncomfortable question. Is this actually moving forward, or does it just feel like it is? Applied honestly to your monthly cash flow, that question is revealing. If your income is growing but your net worth isn't, something is absorbing the difference. Lifestyle, inflation, inertia. If your savings rate is the same as it was 3 years ago, your financial life hasn't grown. It's just gotten more expensive to maintain. If the only reason you feel stable is because nothing has gone wrong recently, that's not a financial strategy. That's luck holding its breath. Real financial health has a directional quality to it. It moves. Net worth increases year over year. Investment accounts grow. Debt decreases. Options expand. Stable people, in the true financial sense, aren't just surviving. They're accumulating margin. Their financial situation today is meaningfully better than it was 2 years ago, not just equally comfortable. And that's the version of stability worth building toward. Not the kind that keeps you calm by keeping you still, but the kind that builds momentum quietly in the background while life goes on normally. It doesn't require drama or deprivation. It requires honesty. The willingness to look past the feeling and ask whether the numbers are actually working. Most financial traps are obvious. Debt spirals, impulse spending, financial denial. These have a visible shape. But the stability lie is subtle precisely because it wears the costume of virtue. It looks like patience. It looks like contentment. It looks like responsibility. And dismantling it doesn't require courage so much as clarity. The ability to see the difference between a life that is comfortable and a life that is actually growing. The most dangerous financial position isn't broke. It's comfortable enough to stop moving. Because from the outside, it looks fine. From the inside, it feels fine. But 5 or 10 years from now, when the options you didn't build aren't there, and the wealth you didn't grow hasn't arrived, the comfort will feel a lot less comforting. The goal was never just to feel stable. The goal was to actually be free.